Hello, my name is Alicia. I garden in western Pennsylvania. We have had a hard freeze, a couple of them. We've been down in the 20s and we've had snow. I wanted to show you some of the things that are still growing in the garden, some covered, some not, and how these temperatures have affected them. Now I constructed several low tunnels just using 9-gauge wire and garden twine. I have some work to do, but right now these work kind of nicely. They'll slide down on the side and I can slide them up to Venom on a warm day. Now this cabbage is just getting hit a little bit with bugs and whatnot. I think I just need to harvest this one. And this one as well. This kind has gotten hit by bugs worse than the other type. Now this one right here looks absolutely beautiful, growing nicely, and I think I'm gonna get a really nice harvest. This one's called, I think it's like Cor de Bleu, and this one is Golden Acre, not associated with our Golden Acre, not associated with our channel. Now these two I just kind of plopped in this planter that I use, and I didn't have a way to cover them. Now again, you can see a difference between the one type and the Cor de Bleu. Like this is just way healthier, way bigger, but these were not covered and they are still doing okay. Now towards the end of the season, I had some plants left over. I put them in, they were somewhat stunted when I put them in, and they started growing pretty nicely. Now I didn't have enough frost fabric to cover this line right here, but you can see they're not doing awful, and I had some damage here, but maybe if I get, these are cabbages here, 4 of them, maybe if I get some more frost fabric and get these covered, I'll get a yield. Now the little cauliflower plants definitely did not handle the cold as well, but the little broccolis were just fine. It could be kind of where they were placed, what other shelter was around them, but they seem to be okay. Now this is our broccoli. Our broccoli presented me a little bit of a challenge because it grew so big this year before I covered it. Like just look at, here's my hand, just look at the size of that leaf. These have done really well. They're starting to head up. So I had a harder time figuring out how to do the tunnel with this just 9-gauge wire because it's sturdy, but I was trying to span about 5.5 feet. At the moment, this right here is working. I'm hoping to do a better job moving forward. And just general, look at that light there. That's our new garden. That was new garden space this year. Got that mulched with leaves last night, and it always makes me feel so much better to get everything covered and put to bed once it's done growing for the season. Now some things that didn't fare as well. These were some radishes. Now provided they'd gotten too big, so I wasn't going to be able to harvest anyway, so I've just let them grow. Now there's still a lot of green, and my goodness, look at the size of those radishes down there. That's just some more organic material for the soil, some roots down in the soil, and essentially some mulch right now. The lettuce did not fare real well, although I'm looking right here. This one, that is harvestable lettuce right there, but here kind of along the edge you can see that's not going to make it through. So it's just interesting to see the differences in how things handle that hard freeze. Now the Swiss chard, which had looked absolutely lovely, did not handle that freeze well, but there's still some growth in the center, especially that one right there. So maybe this covered, or maybe if we just kind of have a little bit more decent weather, I'll be able to get that through. Now kale, on the other hand, Like, this was, well, you can see this one kind of got hit a little bit, but that looks fine. It did not mind the cold at all, nor did these turnips. Their leaves don't look damaged at all. It just amazes me that some things can just withstand 20 degrees. Parsley's still going, so at the moment we're still able to harvest parsley. We've got a couple carrots that are buried in there, and also, where are they? I've got some onions that the plan is to overwinter. Now you can see these got hit pretty bad, but they will come back. Last year I experimented a little bit with starting some onions from seed at some point during the summer, and then transplanting them out late summer and seeing if they would overwinter, and they did. So I put a few more in the ground this year just to see how that works and kind of work on learning the process and kind of perfecting that moving forward. So for November 3rd or 4th, whatever it is here, this is a garden I'm pretty proud of. I'm hoping to get some nice cabbage and broccoli harvests moving forward, and next year kind of build on what I've learned this year and just keep getting better about growing later into the season and getting fresh produce right out of my backyard. Thank you so much for joining me today.